Hey, welcome in to Deep South Rust. In today's video, we're going to be rebuilding, or we're going to at least be tearing down this cylinder. A customer brought me this cylinder stating it went to some kind of a jack. I really don't know what. Doesn't matter. I just need to get it tore down and get this seal kit back to him so that he can size it up and get me something compatible to go back in. All right, what we're going to start with, I'm going to try to pause this and get you guys just a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing. All right. So in this particular cylinder, you'll see a lot of this sometimes in the John Deere type cylinders, and I don't think that's what this is. I'm really not sure what exactly this came off of. But you'll have this little piece of stock metal that wraps around and holds this gland in right here. All right, so what we want to do is you want to start, you kind of pry that up just a little bit. All right, so I got that pried up. What I like to do is get a hold of that gland with something, because I know I'm gonna turn that gland as I pull this out. I'm gonna use these. My pliers I've got a little rust on them from what I guess I've gotten some water in here at some point. What I want to do is pull this out. Sometimes this comes out pretty easy. Sometimes it doesn't. Kind of pull this sucker out of here. Yep. See, this one here, I got lucky. I didn't even have to really turn the gland. We're going to slide this all the way out. Now, try not to booger this thing up too much. Sometimes your kits don't come with them and you have to reuse this, but this is what it look like. It just wraps around that gland and holds it in. All right, and once that's out, your gland, you may have to work it back and forth a little, but your gland will pop right out there. All right, so now we're going to take this out of the vise, and I've got a bucket down here. Now, whether I can bring this bucket or not will be kind of a challenge. All right, so we're going to lock this in. We're going to peel this cylinder out of here. We're going to try to do it kind of slow, but we can somewhat catch some of this oil that's coming out of it. Well, I seem to keep wanting to slide. That's okay. We'll just lock it down there towards the back to the fitting. Get my whole engine out of the way here that I've done my demonstration on, but needs to be rebuilt. All right, we're gonna work this thing out the best we can. We may have to take something and bump that gland to get that rod to pop on out of here. Don't want to come out. Let's see. Let me find me a rag here. I'll lock my hands down a little. All right. Tell you what I may do. Try to put me a little pressure on my leg. Well, that's okay. Not wanting to come out all the way. Slide this up so I don't interfere with that gland. There we go. Sometimes it just kind of locks in there. I don't want to come out. All right, we'll lay that kind of here to the side. First thing I want to do is I want to take this barrel completely out, kind of dump what might be in it out. And we want to inspect down inside of that barrel. And let's make sure we don't have any grooves or anything in there that's going to cause us a problem. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. It feels pretty good. I think probably just the seal packing had just kind of got old and deteriorated. All right, from here, we'll take this nut off, get it busted off, and we'll pull this piston off, which looks just like it's probably just a 3 O-ring deal there that holds this, but you can see, if you look real good, you can see kind of the damage to that O-ring. I'm gonna lock this thing in. But I wanna lock it in back here where it doesn't go down into the piston, or to the barrel, excuse me. And I'll find what I need to bust that loose. All right. This might not be the right size. We're just going to take a gander at it. It's a little bigger than 1 1/8 inches. Guys, this vise here's about wore out. And it would be a lot easier if I get my impact out and do this. Probably gonna have to bust it off. I'm just trying to keep the noise down a little bit. But looks like I'm probably not gonna have an option other than to put my impact on it. All right, I know you guys were thinking, hey, why don't you put your impact on that and save yourself all that hand work? And you know, that's really what I wanted to do, but if you hear that compressor in the background, that's kind of what I was trying to avoid. Sometimes these things are just on there pretty good. Most of the time they got Loctite on them, so that doesn't help the matter any. But what we're gonna do is we'll get the piston off and take the gland off. The gland will have a series of O-rings down in here. We'll get those out. We'll try to get them out without destroying them, but more than likely I'll send the gland, the O-rings and all with the customer so they can find exactly the kit that they're looking for. Let's let that air compressor build just a little bit. All right, here I'm back. I've got pretty much my air compressor built up. I went ahead and shut it off so you guys didn't have to hear it. I'll put this on here. Let's make sure this is gonna break this loose. All right. So we got the we got the nut off now. Let's tap this little piston off the end. All right, there's no O-rings on the inside of this. This just bolts it to the rod. There is an O-ring right here on the end, but we want to get that O-ring. That one's really not the biggest deal though, if they're not able to get it. We're gonna set this aside though. All right, we're gonna unlock this thing from my vise. You know, I gotta get me another vise. I've cracked this vise right here on the bottom. Pulling so much, doing, you know, probably tightening things down too much and probably pulling too hard on a lot of stuff with it. It's probably caused it to crack the vise, but it's all right. We'll get us another one soon. All right, if you look right here, you've got your outside O-ring, which is going to be your wiper seal. It's going to be your dust seal. All right, and then on the inside, you can see the O-ring right in there. All right, so that's the O-ring we've got to get along with the one here on the outside. Of course, it'll come with another dust seal. But to tell you the truth, I'm not going to take these out. I don't want to risk destroying them. I'll let him, when he takes this to wherever he's going, I'll let them measure those. If they want to pop one out, that's fine. At least then, if something's kind of destroyed, trying to get it out, because a lot of times them things will be a little bit petrified and they won't come out all in one piece, so it doesn't give them anything to work with. But I'll let them take a look at that, let them mic them and check them and figure out exactly what it is we need. But as far as for this video, as far as this video right here, we're done. I'll shoot another video when I get ready to reassemble this and show you how I reassemble it, wiping everything down with grease to make sure everything goes in smooth. I'll wash out the barrel and make sure there's no debris or anything in that barrel. Clean the rod up. But for now, that's going to be it. Hey, you guys like and subscribe, share with your friends, help me kind of keep this going. But I do appreciate all the ones now that's liking and subscribing and leaving some comments. I do appreciate that. So if you guys would, if you sit through the whole, I don't know, 8, 10, 12 minutes of this video, just give me a like and subscribe and help me continue on this content. Thanks guys. Have a good one.